Both teams will get ready to go, and we're ready to go up here, John. We're bouncing around. Whistle comes. Temp 63 degrees and cloudy. Rain's expected in the forecast, but it's good soccer the rest of the way. NC State will get an opportunity early, pushing down with Hall Robinson on the far side. Joseph gets in on it, however, intercepted. Kiki Van Zanten will push it forward, down to the far side for Mensick. Mensick will try and show speed and save it from rolling out of bounds. Mensick brings it back. Corbin Albert setting it up. Far shot, that goes wide and over. And once again, Notre Dame's the team that likes to apply the pressure, and they're already applying it here.
They already did within the first minute of the game. Mensick's already getting the burners on. She's sprinting up the sideline there. And Corbin Albert sending a big shot all the way from outside the 18. That's Notre Dame sending a message that they're going to be pressuring NC State both inside the box and outside the box.
Both teams looking big wins here today. Teams are 2-2 in the conference thus far. Corbin Albert, chip shot back, finding Van Zanten in the middle of the field, and that's a Notre Dame team that finished. As Wingate gets an opportunity, but dribbles out in front of her, and this team that finished non-conference play 7-0 and undefeated for the first time since 2008.
That sends a message to the ACC, because a lot of teams in the ACC, some of them did go undefeated, like you mentioned before there, Jacob. And that's showing them that, hey, we're right up there with you guys. We can compete with you guys and show that, hey, you know, before conference play, we're already putting up good big numbers.
Centering up to Wingate. Once again, the stout defense from the Wolfpack allows it to dribble back to Esha Zaretta. Allows her to pick it up, and Esha Zaretta, like we talked about, has been an anchor in net for Tim Santoro, Wolfpack coaching staff. NC State will set up for a free kick opportunity. Looking to go direct. Sending it to the far side of the box. Called against the Wolfpack. Be given an opportunity. Notre Dame conversely switch it.
That's something Notre Dame is going to need to watch out for tonight, especially on not just those free kicks, but also those corners. Whenever there's a cross ball in, they're going to have to watch out for the headers. NC State has some good players, especially with getting their head behind the ball. Lulu Gutenberger is one of them last season. She really converted for the NC State team. Really three goals last season, all of them coming from headers. So that's something out of the air that Notre Dame's going to have to watch out for on defense.
Hudson with a chip shot, pushing it downfield. Off to Wingate. Van Zanten will try and pick it up. Kick back to Klenke. Freshman that made her a name for herself. Passing to the far side. Notre Dame will look for an opportunity, trying to cross it. It'll be a corner kick for Notre Dame again. And it's fourth in the country they have with 7.7 corner kicks per game. And see right there, John, had an opportunity, but just getting her foot out in front of it.
You have Notre Dame's just controlling the space that they're given. They take it as close as they can to get a nice cross off. And that deflection gives them another opportunity.
Corbin Albert back. Send it into the top of the box. Headed away. Still on the ground. Opportunity. Goes wide, though, and Esha Zaretta got a goal kick.
That's one of the things that NC State's got to watch out for, because Notre Dame, that's what Coach Norman loves. He wants to give his team as many opportunities as possible to get shots off. And right there already, even if the corner kick's not that great off, just directly out of the air, Notre Dame can create another opportunity out of it.
Berkeley on the move there, showing off her speed and again getting in on the action, trying to challenge. Hudson keeping the ball up. Berkeley going to try and run as it dribbles into the corner. Go for a goal kick NC State's way. NC State's a team that can never be counted out, though. They've battled back to earn 3 victories and 6 tries after allowing the opening goal. They're a team that has a lot of fight and something that Tim Santoro really likes about his team.
Yep, they really like to control it from the backfield. I mean, right now we see them really controlling possession in the defense, and while that may look like a good sign for Notre Dame, that's just how NC State likes to play. So, you know, it may be looking good for Notre Dame at first, but don't just be ready for NC State to come crawling back and really answer the call if Notre Dame scores or if Notre Dame loses possession.
Push downfield on the near side. Wingate with speed trying to challenge. Pushing it out of bounds will be Zimmer. Our State in bounds with Mensick challenging. Hudson keeping it forward. Controlling the middle of the field with Thomas there. Albert intercepts. Albert from outside the box trying to center it up. Headed away. All Robinson flirts with the out of bounds line. Notre Dame will get a throw in on the near side. Klenke, the freshman from Houston, Texas, will throw it in. He gets the ball right back. Mensick tries to get ahead on it. However, kicked away by Weber. Van Zanten. Kick back now off Corbin Albert. And again, Maya Hudson. Mensick on the far side trying to turn the corner. Van Zanten trying to work through. Mensick steps in, challenging a slew of Wolfpack defenders, but gets it poked away and kicked downfield. Katina will slide over to buy her back line some time. Rams stays with possession. Pushing down to Robinson on the far side. Centering up for Gutenberger. Kicked away by Klenke. Opportunity goes wide. NC State is able to, some great defense turns to offense from the Wolfpack there, John.
Yep, they're really gumming up the Notre Dame's offense right now. Notre Dame, they had to play slow there. That's not really what they want to do with the ball, playing it out of the back. And that's forcing them to really have to play slower. That's not their game. And NC State just capitalizes it once Notre Dame makes a play. So Notre Dame's going to have to really make some really accurate passes, really clean, have some clean passes to open up some lanes, provide pressure to those NC State defensive players. And that's something that they can capitalize on.
Kept in bounds, but Notre Dame trying to go on the offensive, and cross goes into Escher Zaretta's hands. Allows for it. There's Aaron Honstein comes on for Berkeley. Mensick. Joseph. Looking to the far side of the field. Now comes back for Strickland. Holt with an opportunity. Goes wide off the deflection. Mackenzie Wood will set up for a corner kick. NC State here with an opportunity to use a set piece to try and get on the board first here in this 0-0 ball game.
Notre Dame's going to have to man mark on those NC State players and allow them to get a header on the ball here.
Thomas will take the corner kick. Backed up looking for her team. Headed by Robinson. However, goes out of bounds. And Wood will get the goal kick.
A little dangerous there. Robinson kind of mistimed the header there, just didn't quite get a nice contact on it. That ball went right through the back post. If someone on the NC State had followed up on that, that would have been an easy goal. So something that Notre Dame's gonna have to keep track of, especially on corner kicks.
Tino pushing it downfield, looking, however, intercepted and kicked away by Zimmer. I don't know, roll out of bounds. NC State will continue to put the pressure on. So far right now, NC State control most of the opportunities. However, Albert and the Fighting Irish. Van Zandt with an opportunity. Van Zandt trying to cross it back. Kicked away. Kiki Van Zandt getting in on it, setting up for another Notre Dame corner kick.
Just great chemistry here from the Notre Dame front line. Corbin Adler coming up the middle there, really pulling all the attention away from Kiki Van Zandt. Van Zandt gets a nice touch, but just too heavy in front and didn't allow her to get that shot off, but nice deflect there, gives this corner kick.
Planky in the area, Gattino stuffed, still around, no call. Notre Dame was looking for the handball. It'll roll out of bounds. They will call the handball.
Ball gets sent in there, and Gaetino's just got her hands up just a little bit too high. Ball makes contact. That's an easy call for the ref to make.
Now Zaretta will come out a couple of feet around the PK marker to take the free kick. Headed by Notre Dame. Albert challenging. Van Zandt again in the middle of the field. Tries to slide up. Challenged by Thomas. Passing to Holt. NC State has done what they've wanted to do. Talking Tim Santoro all week, they wanted to control possession as the long ball goes out of the reach of Robinson, and Wood just toss it right back out to get Notre Dame back on it.
Yeah, we mentioned Coach Santoro. He mentioned that going up against Notre Dame, they don't really have any weaknesses. They're really a wholly complete team. And he said, you know, they're dangerous when we're going to let them in, but we're not going to give them any of those dangerous shots that they like to get off.
How they can do that is by holding the possession, and he's comfortable in his game plan and game style because he has so much experience on the back line. Notre Dame trying to look for another one. Far cross, kicked away. Kiki Van Zandt keeps it alive. However, a bouncer goes into Esther Zaretta's hands.
I think another thing you can highlight there, especially for Coach Santoro, is that he's playing in the ACC, and the ACC has a lot of talent, especially on the offensive side from all those other teams, especially when you play against Duke, Georgetown, and Virginia Tech. So the team's already got experience playing against these really high-level offenses.
Van Zandt gets it, pushes it down to the far side. Notre Dame again trying to go on the offensive. Thomas possessing. Behind the back kick attempted by Honstein. Tino's able to save it with Hudson pushing it forward. Sliding out was Martinez to save it from getting to Joseph on the breakaway. Allowing her back line to set up and allow for a Wolfpack opportunity to try and develop.
NC State so far just has to focus on passing. Just don't make mistakes, make it clean, just connect with passes, and something will open up soon.
Clanky's able to regain possession for the Irish. Gutenberger comes up charging. Wolfpack trying to get on the offensive. Booted away and up to Albert. Albert jostling with it. Sliding defense from Zimmer. We're trying to challenge. Martinez. Hudson with the throw in. Wingate tried to turn on the opportunity, but Thomas is there and kicks it down to Joseph for the Wolfpack. Wolfpack looking for a long ball to Robinson. Robinson trying to turn on it. Klenke's providing the defense for the Irish.
Great transition ball there by NC State. They're just controlling it in their back line. And right there, Klenke comes up big to stop NC State from really converting on that transition.
And the biggest thing you got to note about Klenke is she's a freshman showing veteran level experience on that back line to get in, body her up, put her body in front of the goal to not allow that opportunity.
She's been a plug-and-play player so far for the Irish, and that's something that Nate Norman needed, especially with the people that he lost on defense this past season.
Lulu Gutenberger. Been with NC State since 2017. Has played a majority of her games since getting to the Wolfpack. Opportunity on the corner, kick goes wide. However, Wolfpack retains possession and they'll run fast. Brooklyn Holt, the freshman, trying to send it in. Hudson boots it away. Holt again will set up. Header attempted by Strickland. No one's there. Transfer from Northwestern, Mackenzie Wood comes out.
So far, the game plan for NC State has been working with the numbers in the backfield. Notre Dame can't really pull the transition, but this may be one.
Dame looking for an opportunity, coming up on the near side. Jazina trying to send it into the box. Van Zanten challenging. Ball still live. Wingate tries to turn on it. Late whistle. Free kick opportunity for the Wolfpack coming up.
Van Zanten and Strickland were going at it there. Van Zanten just a little bit too hard. A little bit of a sell there by Strickland. Forces the ref to make the foul call and doesn't allow Notre Dame to get an opportunity to shoot.
Albert controlling in the middle of the field. Pushing to Wingate. Brought back to the center. Albert taking on the Wolfpack defense. However, Soto commits a foul and he'll present a yellow card.
This is a crucial mistake here by Soto. Just clipping the heels there of Corbin Albert. That's setting up a really dangerous shot just outside the 18 for Albert. And we've seen before, especially in the game against St. Louis, Albert hit it. Just a driller from outside the 18, so.
She has the power. Spent the summer with U20 national team. The World Cup. Albert will take the free kick opportunity. Referee will back the wall up. Esther Zaretta to the near side post. Albert soars it high. They were going direct there from Albert, just unable to get it down.
It's a really tough angle that Albert had there. It's right on top of the 18, so she can't quite drill it like she did it further out from the 18. She's got to kind of get it up and then get it right back down into the net. She's got to put a lot of spin on it. Unfortunately there, it just goes too high, not enough spin. It creates a goal kick.
That's just Reto with the long one. Holt pushes it back. State able to clear it a little bit. State once again likes to kick it back to their back line. Joseph coming up. Tino allow Wood to come on out, kick it away, and
a little bit of a change up here so far by Notre Dame. They want to be putting a lot of pressure. That's normally what they do against a lot of teams. They put a lot of pressure on the defenses when the ball is back there. But NC State's a little different since they have more players in the backfield to play around. So Notre Dame's having to put even more effort into putting pressure on those passes.
Onstein makes an opportunity for the cross. Dribble out of bounds, Notre Dame. Got another throw in. Hudson will come up to take it. Corbin Albert was picked to be preseason All-ACC after a stellar freshman campaign last year. I'll be called on a push. For NC State to allow for the free kick opportunity. Corbin Albert has a little speed in her genes as well. She had a mom that was an All-American in track and field at Iowa, so sometimes that athletic gene just runs in your family, John.
You can't teach speed there, Jacob.
No, you can't.
And Corbin Albert has it not only in just raw speed, but also in just the footwork that she can have with the ball. Sometimes she's created some highlight plays, especially with her footwork and just the moves that she can do. So hopefully tonight she'll be able to display that to us tonight.
It's already trying to get on the offensive for the Fighting Irish. Wingate trying to challenge. Ball has found its way in the middle of the field more times than not in this one so far. Headed opportunity. Van Zandt will keep it. Tries to cross it back to the center. Albert's right behind her. Kicks it back up. Kiki Van Zandt challenged. Wolfpack gain possession. Albert trying to challenge. Robinson tried to push it down by Klenke. Klenke is booted away to allow numbers to come back to her side.
And you mentioned there, Jacob, that the ball's been in the middle of the field this whole game. That's where NC State loves to have the ball. I mean, in all their previous games so far, percentages have been roughly around the middle of the field, sometimes more on their side than on Notre Dame's half. But that's where NC State wants to have Notre Dame. They want them in front of their defense so that they can cover all the options and all the threats that Notre Dame poses.
Zimmer with the throw in. Headed away by Notre Dame. Zimmer stays up. Defender, she'll kick back. Graduate Gutenberger. That one dribble out of bounds again, and Nina Zimmer from Dortmund, Germany, have another throw-in opportunity on the near side. Strong throw-in looking for Joseph. Annika Woner came in for Alexis Strickland in the stoppage during the throw-in. For NC State. Far side possessed. Albert turning on it. Trying to push forward. Wingate out in front of it. Will challenge Esha Zaretta to pick it up. Makes her do so.
And so far, I mean, we saw from back there, Notre Dame had their midfield and their defense all the way pushed back to their half of the field. That's not normally what we see from Notre Dame. And that's something NC State has been forcing them to do. But right there, we saw Notre Dame immediately switch from their side to NC State's defense in the blink of an eye. Just that missed, just too heavy of a touch of a pass there by Kiki Van Zanten and overshot Olivia Wingate there.
Albert trying to push it down far side. Holt's able to kick it out of bounds. Martinez was pushing up far side. Subs will come on for Notre Dame.
Entering the pitch for the Fighting Irish, number 5, Ellie Ospek.
Ellie Ospek Jr. will come on. Hudson's throwing. Wingate battling in the box. Call it against Wingate. Now free kick for NC State.
Actually watching the wind tonight. The wind's actually coming right behind NC State's half. So these balls, these long balls that they're sending towards Notre Dame's half, they're going longer than they're intending to be, and that's something Notre Dame has got to kind of deal with, especially on the defensive half. They got to back up more, give more space to NC State's offense. That could be explaining why we see the ball so much on Notre Dame's half.
Now wind right now 14 miles an hour from the north-northwest corridor in this one, putting it right behind football training complex. Definitely allows for those longer passes. Have to try and estimate where they're going to go. Onstein looking for Albert. Martinez challenging. Once again, Onstein keeps the ball up. Looking to center it up in the box. Opportunity. It'll be a handball in the box. Leah Hall Robinson not too happy. We'll take a look at it here.
That was a great kick from outside the box. And just a simple handball there by NC State. Robinson, she's got to be kicking herself for that one, for not paying attention and just allowing her hand to get out there.
Yeah, she had free. It wasn't like she was pushed up against anybody. She had an Iowa cornfield around her. Now, Kiki Van Zanten, senior from Buffalo Grove, Illinois, will set up for the penalty kick. She'll get it. Notre Dame on the board first, off the PK. Kiki Van Zanten puts it in the back of the net.
Notre Dame's not messing around. Kiki Van Zanten just immediately, right when the whistle gets blown, gets the kickoff immediately and just scores. Gets her team on the board. And that's something that Notre Dame can ride more on, especially these next few minutes.
Fourth goal of the year. On the far side. Pushed out of bounds now, NC State. Trying now be put on the offensive. Now has a little bit more meaning to it here, John, now that you're down 1-0 to Notre Dame.
Yep, now you gotta be really persistent, really meticulous with your passes. Be accurate, clean it up, don't make fouls, don't make mistakes with the passing, just connect, find those opportunities to score.
Wood coming out for that one there. Big spot. Kiki Van Zanten's able to take advantage. Penalty kick off the handball, and this opportunity NC State can't really afford there. Tough one. Team that likes to sit back on defense a little bit. Comes to hurt them there a little bit.
Yeah, you can't go defending against, can't put a lot of numbers on a PK. You can only have your goalie in front.
Ellie Ospek centering. Van Zanten on the near side. Kleinke comes up. Centering, headed away by Gutenberger. Matriano keeping it on the ground. Gutenberger again with the header. Sliding from Hanstein. Couldn't make contact with it, but Joseph battling up against Hudson. Wait for numbers, she'll cross fields. And sends it far. Paul Robinson trying to make a push. Notre Dame's able to get back there in time. Ospek puts on the juke moves, hits the stop button. Sends a Wolfpack defender Beyer. Van Zanten with a light tap. Trying to sneak it by. Just too far out.
Van Zanten there with the moves. Trying to get through that really compact NC State defense. Right on the left there, Ellie Ospek was uncovered. No one was marking her. Just a simple little bit of awareness there. Just another missed opportunity for Notre Dame to possibly get another shot off.
Ball's been challenged in the middle of the field so far in this one between the two teams. This is a Notre Dame team that has been really strong within the confines of Alumni Stadium. So far this season, they've been 6-1-1. Since 2009, they've been 114, 28-6. Foul called against Paul Robinson, setting up for a Notre Dame free kick opportunity. Almost like something they've become so accustomed to. It's a corner kick, just a couple feet out in front of it.
Corbin Albert with her really accurate leg. On the other side, Gaetino's in the box. She's going to be a massive difference here.
Crossing it across. Header. Booted away. Notre Dame will still retain possession. Tino is there with Martinez. Large boot. Header again, staying on the ground. Little touch pass from Wingate. It's clear. Albert again. Centers back up to the top. Trying to work by Soto. Using every footwork she has. Van Zanten threading the needle, looks to the far side. Just too far out in front of her, that light tap. Pushed it out. And Esha Zaretta trying to take advantage. Notre Dame all up. Boots it down automatically. Now the ball will rest. Back on the NC State Wolfpack side of the field.
Another missed opportunity there, just too heavy of a touch. Kiki Van Zanten, perfectly timed ball. Number 16, Brianna Martinez, just hits a tad too hard and allows NC State to scoop it up and immediately try and answer back with the transition ball.
Wingate trying to come from the wing. Crosses it, and Notre Dame's just been keeping the gas on here so far in this one, as Katie Coyle will come on for the Irish. And they've been keeping the gas on, even though they're up 1-0 here early, and that's something that Nate Norman talks about consistently, is keeping the pressure on.
Yep, high pressure, always being aggressive, always creating opportunities for the team. That's what Coach Norman wants the identity of his team to be. You know, you talked about it, Jacob. I mean, putting a lot of high pressure, that puts a lot of bodies up on the offensive side, creating a risk on the defensive side of the ball if NC State tries to transition back to the defense. So that's something that NC State can look for, especially coming from their defense to their offense.
State trying to challenge, and they'll push forward. Joseph out, trying to make a run, using her speed. Sandwich between Hudson and Gattino. Be kicked out of bounds. Swoner will come up for the throw-in. NC State tries to keep the pressure on. Joseph spins it around through the wickets of Soto. Now kick back to a Wolfpack back line playing up around the midfield. Behind the back pass from Weber. Wingate, we call it the tug. Now Wingate committed. Not a fan tries to plead her case.
Both teams are going to have to watch themselves tonight. The refs calling a lot, especially with that just simple tug there. We already have 7 fouls by Notre Dame and 3 by NC State.
Now, very physical game between the two teams. Once again, ball dribbles down by the chalk. Albert pushing on the offensive, centering to Van Zandt. Van Zandt with a light tap, looking for Coyle. Robinson steps up and in. Will be a foul called in the box against Notre Dame. Coyle putting the pressure on.
And a simple fast play there by Notre Dame. Katie Coyle getting the ball, just doesn't see NC State defender Robinson coming back from sprinting back to play defense.
Robinson loses it, gets it back into Albert's feet. Pushing down to Van Zandt. Notre Dame slowing up play here. Coyle crossing, looking for breaking Wingate in the box for the header. However, Osbeck still challenging. It'll be a corner for Notre Dame.
Really nice cross there by Katie Coyle. Just a direct line drive. Nobody really on the receiving end of it. Osbeck there on the other side to retrieve it, create another opportunity for Notre Dame. As we go here to the replay, it's a really nice left foot cross there. Wingate just not in the prime position to get on the receiving end of it.
Just boxing out Wolfpack defender. Ball backed up. Mercado comes in for Kiki Van Zandt, who will step out. Fisher on the near side. Pushing down to Coyle. Coyle trying to move without the ball there. Fisher with an opportunity. Sending it into the box. Streaking Wingate. Couldn't get there quick enough with Echevarria coming out to get it.
Fisher there with the ball, just trying to get a nice cross off. Maddie Mercado in the game. This is a dangerous sight for NC State. They do not want to see that, especially with her coming in so late. They've had all their defenders in for the full 37 minutes so far. Mercado's just getting into the game. She's fresh. This is something that NC State's going to have to watch out for the next 8 minutes.
And Mercado is 17th in the country in shots per game. She's averaging 4. And you talked about fresh legs can mean so much, and especially for how Notre Dame likes to run and be fast and be physical and continue. Fresh legs can add a little bit more endurance to their team. Booted away with NC State trying to challenge, and John, minus that 1 PK off the handball opportunity of Robinson that Van Zandt was able to get into the back of the net. It's been an even game so far between these two ACC opponents.
Yeah, NC State's had equal almost amount of opportunities. Maybe Notre Dame has some more shots off, but NC State's really been showing their guns and saying, hey, we can pull back just as much as you can, Notre Dame. So really balanced game so far, and this is what NC State wanted when they came into this stadium.
And NC State came off a tough weekend against Virginia Tech 2 weekends ago, losing to Virginia Tech 0-1, and then losing to number 5 Duke 6-0. It was a tough weekend, and Santoro last week was able to get his team back on the winning side and pick up a 2-1 win, and that was a big win for him. He talked about is just getting back on track for this NC State team, as Fisher with an opportunity here, trying to center up. Wingate with a light tap, trying to spin on it. Gutenberger steps up to clear.
Mentioned that Clemson game for Santoro. They got to play more of their brand of style, their more defensive style, getting numbers behind the ball. And a win there can just be enough confidence boost to build momentum, especially going into this game, going up against a really good Notre Dame offense.
And it doesn't get any easier for their game on Sunday. They'll be at number 5 UNC as well on Sunday, so trying to build that confidence in that Clemson game. Bring it here as they're only down 1-0 here, and like we've talked about, pretty even game minus that 1 penalty kick. NC State at any given moment can have the opportunity to break through and really get into this one.
Yep, he's just got to play clean soccer, and that's something that Coach Santoro is probably telling his players right now, just play clean. You know, try not to make too many fouls. You know, we saw it there, that unfortunate penalty kick. You know, stuff like that's going to happen, but you just got to be able to adjust, adapt. And so far, they've done it so far.
Hudson kicking it away. Once again, the Wolfpack retaining possession. However, Notre Dame's picking it up. Again, Thomas. Clear it. And he will set again with Ashley Zagay coming on for Mache. Notre Dame and Hall Robinson challenging. State bringing up their defense. Butler, middle of Notre Dame's side. Mercado hits the brakes, has an open field, kicks it up front. Wingate will be called offsides.
Wingate there trying to adjust to Mercado's possession there. Kind of mistimed it, jumped a little bit offside, just couldn't recover back in front of NC State's back line and gets caught off there.
Prospect challenging in the middle of the field. Now under 4 minutes left in this first half. Mercado kicks it over the head of Zimmer. Robinson getting in on the action. Albert looking to intercept there, but kept alive with Weber. Sam Demas, California, pushing it up on the far side. Albert coming back. Gets it to Hudson. Boot to the middle of the field again. Ball rolls out of bounds. See James Joseph there, who's really NC State's everything, has fell a little silent so far in this first half so far.
Yeah, but so far, NC State, I mean, they're just controlling the game. They're playing the game the way they want to play. So far, through one half, I mean, we're seeing it right now. They're playing in very gusty conditions right now. I mean, just look at the corner flag. It's just bobbing up and down in the winds.
Yeah, wind has now moved up to 22 miles an hour in this one. Definitely be something to note throughout the game. It's only expected to increase as a front comes in. Expecting scattered showers later in the night. Tino is able to push it off to the wing. Fisher trying to challenge in the middle of the field. Klenke gets it back down onto the ground and kicks back. Notre Dame taking their time. Hudson. Long pass goes out of the reach of Osbeck. Notre Dame going to try and challenge. Now under 2 minutes. Now NC State showing a little up-tempo before the end of the first half. Now calls off the Dogs. Klenke and Notre Dame possessing. Quarter light chip shot down to Fisher.
1 minute remaining in the first half. 1 minute.
Now 1 minute left, kicked out of bounds, and it's been something that NC State has gone to a lot, is just to kick it out, force Notre Dame to kick it out, to allow their defense to reset up.
Yep, and so far, NC State, they've just kept Notre Dame in front of them. They haven't allowed Olivia Wingate to get behind them. That's something significant because we've normally seen Wingate get an extra step on a defender, get first step in front of them, and get behind. So that's really good stuff by NC State so far to keep Notre Dame's forwards from getting behind them.
Joseph trying to switch fields. Fisher. Now 10 seconds, onto the ground, pushing forward to Wingate. Wingate trying to turn the corner, booted away by Zimmer. Now 4 seconds, and now that will conclude first half, John, and Notre Dame leads 1-0, John, however, pretty even game.
Yep, even game so far. That's what
Notre Dame somewhat lost it a little bit. However, they need a big player, and that could be Wingate here.
Yep, Wingate is leading the team this season so far, right beside Maddie Mercado. She's going to be the star player, especially right now in the second half. She gets off to a hot start. She can capitalize off those chances that can open up, especially right as we start.
Notre Dame's an aggressive team, and once again, Wingate comes out, and we're off and running in the second half. Take a look around. Boston College finished up over Syracuse. They won 1-0. Miami beat Virginia Tech 3-1. Duke's up 2-1 over Wake Forest at the half. Clemson's up 2-1 over Louisville at the half. And Florida State, Virginia started at 8 o'clock, so still early in that contest, as just a little around 8:12 Eastern Standard Time Zone here in South Bend, Indiana. 1-0 FSU already in that one. Dribbler out of bounds. Notre Dame just getting started here, trying to apply the pressure in this second half.
Yep, and you're talking about the ACC there. A lot of those teams, the ACC is a tough conference, and teams are just trading on and off, especially with wins and losses. Like we said, Notre Dame's 2-2 in the conference. Those are the only 2 losses that they've had this season. So just one team after another trading punches. That's something that Notre Dame's just going to have to capitalize on, especially as we're midway through the season so far.
And their 2 losses came at Clemson on the 15th of September. And then their other loss came to Pitt, as once again, Esther Zaretta has to come out and boot it away. And NC State's been challenged, however, they haven't been able to allow Notre Dame key opportunities. Notre Dame coming out, only had 7 shots, very uncharacteristic of them as a team.
Yep, and we talked to Santoro yesterday. I mean, that's what he wants to do. He wants, he's going to allow Notre Dame to get those shots off, but he's not allowed to get those dangerous ones off. And that's showing so far, especially on the stat sheet, like we saw in the first half.
Ball pushed forward. Esha Zaretta comes on out to possess it and talked about it. That was his big thing in our conversation to us, John, was we're going to play our style of soccer. We're going to allow our defense to be the focal point. Notre Dame's going to get shots, but it's going to be about limiting those dangerous ones so far, and they've done a good job. Why Notre Dame's up 1-0 is off a handball of Hall Robinson. Other than that, it isn't a classic goal in that sense.
Right, it's just a simple mistake, and he is excited that his team is really putting in the works, especially against Notre Dame. And Notre Dame's going to have to watch their step, especially on defense. Transition balls, probably in the second half, are going to be key for both teams, with Notre Dame having to put the numbers up on NC State's half, and NC State getting the opportunity to answer back if Notre Dame miscues on the offense.
Headed away. And we'll go NC State's way with the throw-in. And so far, physical game between these two teams. NC State has 4 fouls. Notre Dame's got 8. Taking advantage of those free kick opportunities, John, is going to really allow you to set you up in a position to try and push you down the field. However, Notre Dame here will have a throw-in to try and push themselves down the field a little bit more. Centering up. Robinson clashes with Matriano. And Wolfpack will go on the offensive. Oh, we're intercepted by Klenke. Soto was looking for it. Van Zanten pushing it forward down to Wingate. Wingate on the far side, setting up for the cross potentially. Will cross it to the middle of the box. Streaking, Handstein. Pushed away off the post. Opportunity for Notre Dame early in the second half. The post doing its job.
Wow, what just the tiniest of errors, just a misaccuracy there by Hanstein. She's just coming in from the midfield. She's just streaking in and sprinting to get ahead on that ball. Just unfortunate, just missed the target, hitting the post.
Notre Dame at the moment trying to push forward and try and open this one up a little bit. Albert kicks it out of bounds, and Holt will take the throw-in. Light tap, stayed in bounds. They'll go Notre Dame's way. Hudson will throw it back to Gattino, the Mac Herman watch list member for Notre Dame. Now switch sides for Klenke. Van Zanten trying to work through, gets by Robinson. Referee will stop play. Set Notre Dame up for a free kick. Talked about, John, Notre Dame has the opportunity pretty midway through NC State's half of the field, trying to capitalize now.
Yep, and so far they're really taking advantage of the one-on-one matchups here. Van Zanten going up against Robinson. Just a simple tackle there just causes a foul opportunity for Notre Dame to possibly capitalize off of.
Wall breaks up. The free kick opportunity. However, a down NC State player. Athletic training staff will come up. And Coach Santoro has, since getting to the Wolfpack team, took a little bit, but he's able to get there. He's changing the culture there time and time again. in each year since 2016. The records speak for themselves.
Yeah, but in those first beginning years, especially as a head coach, sometimes you have to really get planted yourself, especially as a coach, allow players to really adjust to your play style and philosophy. And so far, it's changed, especially like we said. I mean, looking at that, going from 13 wins total in 3 seasons to now 63, that's saying something for his prowess.
And he's a coach that bought in to taking the long-term fix. He understood that it wasn't going to be a fix that happened overnight. He said to us very openly and honestly, NC State wasn't necessarily always in the conversation of being one of those top ACC women's soccer schools. He understood it was going to be a challenge and took it. And really has, since 2016, is able to build it back, taking the long road. However, it's been an effective road nonetheless. Notre Dame trying to apply pressure here. Martinez will be called for a foul. Will stop the clock. Onstein get a talking to from the referee. Take a look at it here, and just two teams, Holt and Martinez, hand fighting. And
it's getting really chippy tonight, especially on both teams. NC State trying to claw their way back. Notre Dame just trying to get their offense going on full cylinders.
Long ball. Wood comes out, scoops it up, and understanding you want both these teams have large Sunday matchups. For NC State, they'll go to UNC, take on the number 5 team in the country in Chapel Hill, and then Notre Dame will play Florida State, number 3rd team in the country, here in South Bend. So big Sunday matchups for both these teams. Want to have the momentum of your Thursday matchup to try and come over on Sunday.
Yeah, but especially for NC State, they're going away on both those, you know, they're coming here into South Bend against a top-ranked team at Notre Dame. And then you talked about it, UNC going back down to North Carolina to play at UNC. That's 2 tough road games, whereas the Fighting Irish, they get the luxury of playing both these games at home.
Yeah, the girls for Notre Dame get to stay within their dorm, stay in the confines. They don't have to be in a hotel. However, we heard it time and time again on these coaches' calls. Sometimes the coaches prefer those away games as an opportunity starts to erupt for Notre Dame. Wingate with an opportunity. Once again, Honstein with a laser, but Esha Zaretta gets her hands up to block it.
Honstein there with a nice kick from the outside of the box. And NC State's done a good job so far keeping Notre Dame in front of them. That's been key this whole game. That's something they've succeeded so far. Even if they are down a goal, they're really controlling the pace of play.
Yeah, they've controlled this game. It's the old strategy of, we're going to make them come play our style of soccer. And that's what NC State has done for Notre Dame thus far, a team that's been attacking fast. Notre Dame has slowed down a little bit here and had to be a little bit more methodical. They've been challenged trying to score and trying to push upfield, especially with the amount of defenders NC State has on a field at any given moment.
And that's something that's going to be, this is going to be a huge test for Coach Norman, especially because he wants to play his style, which is highly aggressive. But sometimes teams are going to throw you a look, and you're just going to have to change your strategy entirely.
Wingate will be called offsides, just got out a little in front. Olivia Wingate, the graduate from Wilmington, Massachusetts. 3rd in shots on goal in the nation with 2.8 per game. Really speaks for itself. However, it's like those opportunities there we talked about for Notre Dame. Got to try and push it forward and allow Wingate speedy forward to make a play.
Yep, and her speed has been defining this Notre Dame offense. Her speed really creates all the opportunities that Notre Dame gets in the season so far. Sometimes she just mistimes it, gets it one step too far in front. But it's those types of plays like that, it just takes one for her to be on sides and take a one-on-one with the goalie.
Onstein, near side, pushing down to Martinez. Martinez has the ball deflected off Holt, and it'll be a corner kick for Notre Dame, something they've become very accustomed to. They're fourth in the country with 7.7 corner kicks per game, which ranks first in the ACC. They already got 4 tonight. They've scored off them twice. Once versus Ohio. Mercado was able to score against that UVA thriller Notre Dame was able to pick up. Albert back. Sends it into the box. Esha Zaretta uses her height, keeps the ball high. Make the save.
Simple cross there by Albert off the corner. She's not really in a good position there for the Irish to capitalize off of. Gaetino was in the box. She's a great recipient for the headers.
Johnson coming out. And Wood comes sliding. A gutsy play from the graduate goalie.
NC State showing their size of speed. It's Joseph there, just really putting on the burners, trying to get past Notre Dame's back line.
All Robinson onto the far side of the field. Martinez coming back. Still on that far side. Little light tap. Soto trying to sneak it by Albert. Once again, the Wolfpack pushing forward. Alstein tried to clear. Lulu Gutenberger has room to run. Likes to pass it off. Little light tap. Gutenberger's back in front. Tries to center up. Tino dropping to the ground and cleared again. NC State with another opportunity. Wingate with speed, trying to power by. Powering by Thomas. Stepping in front is Butler, able to clear it. Now Notre Dame's offense has come back to life a little bit and is following their game plan.
And it all starts here with Olivia Wingate's run. She's just using her pure speed to get down the field. Trying to go on the inside post there. Gets blocked, and that creates another corner opportunity for the Irish.
Notre Dame has been very accustomed to capitalizing off the corner kick with how many they have. However, this opportunity, ball is batted around high over the net. Notre Dame can't capitalize off that one there. Esther Zaretta getting a goal kick.
NC State on that corner there was getting as many numbers in the box there just to prevent Notre Dame from getting a header or a kick or a nice volley into the back of the net. One of the things that Notre Dame's so good at, especially on corners or just crosses in general, is that they just don't take the one opportunity on that cross. If it doesn't succeed that first time, they have a way out. They have more options, especially outside the box there, to create more shots.
Near side, Soto tries to land ahead. Joseph with a light tap. Holt pushes it back, and NC State works it up, tries to down the line, but Hudson will get a throw in. Onstein gets a foot out. Van Zanten switching fields, pushing to the far side. Ball broken up. Tino will now push down to the far side of the field and roll out of bounds. And Notre Dame has the 9th ranked strength of schedule in the country this week at the moment, and just really speaks to how strong the ACC is continuously. We talked about it coming out of half, John, as Notre Dame looks for an opportunity here, trying to insert their dominance in the ACC as well, as that one goes out of bounds. And again, John, the wind is playing a factor in this one.
Yep, now both teams have switched the fields, and now the wind's behind Notre Dame, and it's in front. It's coming in against the kicks of NC State. So now the ball's been pinned up in NC State's half so far.
And Notre Dame's been able to use the wind and turn the switch, get the wind on their backs to run a little bit more in their favor of offense. Fast, physical offense down the field. Van Zandt tried to turn on it. Esther Zaretta gets just a pinky on it to push it out of bounds.
Ball gets stopped here in the corner there, gets out towards Kiki Van Zanten. Just didn't plant her left foot there, and kind of gets off balance. Slips on the shot, doesn't get a clean shot, but gives Notre Dame, like we talked about, another corner kick.
Albert Beck. Again, Notre Dame on top of the category so far in this one. Roller outside of the box, coming down on it. Playing on with still Fighting Irish player on the ground. Robinson trying to challenge. Tino looking to center up. Wingate trying to power through. Booted away by Butler and rolls out of bounds.
Matriano there trying to get her left foot. Knocked in the head there by an NC State defender. Managed to pull herself back up.
Ball out in front of the box. Sophia Fisher will come in for Notre Dame, and Alexis Strickland will come in for the Wolfpack. Fisher just came into the game near side. Van Zanten bodying up, headed away, still around, looking for it. They'll stop the clock. They'll call the athletic training staff over for a down NC State player. Referee will stop the clock as Lulu Gutenberger, star-studded graduate. Right now, you talk about NC State, you got to talk about international experience. Coach Santoro understands to recruit, he understands he doesn't necessarily have the same backing as a Notre Dame or as a UNC in the ACC. He's got to go sometimes outside of the borders, outside of the United States to go recruit players. He's been able to get a star-studded one in Lulu Gutenberger, a player that's been there since 2017.
Yep, I mean, you said it yourself. I mean, with the prowess of big ACC schools like FSU, like UNC, all those top players from the U.S. are going to be looking there. Sometimes you got to look outside the box. That may mean going to some other countries to even find some talent.
And it's also, he talked about, as the clock will stop, with a yellow card will be assessed. We'll call it back. We'll take a look at it here.
Matriano there just getting her legs underneath NC State player Solo. Giving another free kick for NC State. Regain possession in this game.
We'll try and push it downfield. Joseph keeping it out in front of her. Holt all the way back. Holt again with a light tap. State trying to slow it down, pushes it back to their back line. Butler elects to switch fields. Zimmer, opportunity to try and push forward. Kiki Van Zandt with an opportunity. She's got grass in front of her. Streaking up behind her is NC State. Fisher, top of the box. Albert turning on it. And in, falling to the ground, Corbin Albert puts on a clinic outside the box to get Notre Dame up 2-0. What a goal.
This is great stuff by the Notre Dame front line. Kiki Van Zandt coming up the sideline is disciplined, does not take a shot off there, recognizes that other players may have the opportunity, and Corbin Albert just staying low to allow all of her force be put behind that ball and just makes the target right on that left side of the post.
Albert picking up her third goal of the season in a big moment. Sophia Fisher gets in on the assist. Once again, Corbin Albert, sophomore from Grayslake, Illinois, just showing why she was picked to be a part of the U20 U.S. Women's National Team for the U20 World Cup. For NC State, it's pretty emblematic. Albert scored last year against them as well for Notre Dame to pick up the 2-1 victory last year. As so far this season, Martinez, near side, turning, centering, kicked away by Gutenberger. Hudson and Joseph challenging. Hudson with a turning kick.
This is just a great shot by Albert after receiving the ball from Fisher. It's a really tough shot because she's falling away right there on her shot. I mean, also on the left foot.
Yeah.
She's dangerous on both feet. NC State's got to watch out.
Creating her own opportunities, worked it back, had a split-second opportunity, had basically an opening as wide. However, here as a Klenke will be called against a foul, and it appears a yellow card will be assessed against the freshman, setting up a free kick opportunity just outside the box.
Klenke got beat there by Robinson. Makes a simple play there just to try and be physical with Robinson, but that's enough to get called. That sets up NC State with a real opportunity to strike right back into this game.
Ball just outside the box. Whistle blows. Gutenberger will take it high, just over the crossbar. Lulu Gutenberger, graduate, had an opportunity, just sorted a little bit there.
It's a really tough shot, especially in top of the 18. She's trying to fit it into that top right post. That's her best bet to try and get a nice shot off. She doesn't connect. Those are really tough shots to make on a continuous basis, no less.
Ball will dribble out of bounds, and Esther Zaretta have to go get the ball behind the net. Corbin Albert just really showing out with that goal, dropping Team USA with Joseph as well, and just once again just showing why she was selected to be a part of the team.
She's a star on this Notre Dame roster, and that's saying something, especially amongst Olivia Wingate, Maddie Mercado, and Kiki Van Zandt. That experience that she got with the women's national team, something that she can really share with the rest of the team, especially, having to play at that high level, go travel the world, have to play international competition against different styles of plays. really can help her, especially be a leader on the team, recognize and be able to see what defenses are doing, what styles there may be if she goes to the college game.
Another chance here. Fisher trying to cross into Albert again. Whatever the pep talk Nate Norman gave to his team in the half has worked for Notre Dame to start playing Notre Dame soccer. High intensity and fast. It's again another Notre Dame opportunity. Klenke trying to work by Robinson. Two have been battling all day. Joseph can't control off a dirty bounce, and that ball will dribble out and behind the benches of both teams.
Nice little defensive play there by Notre Dame to get the ball out. It's a little bit of a transition ball. Notre Dame's kind of stumbling on defense there. That ball out allows the defense to get back and get set for NC State.
All cleared for Notre Dame. Now pushed up. Van Zanten is just 2 steps behind it there to not allow it to go out of bounds, and she'll get a leg on it again. And Notre Dame trying to really push it forward, be aggressive here in the second half, John.
Yep, so far it's been Notre Dame. All Notre Dame's possession really on NC State's half. NC State got some opportunities to try and score on Notre Dame, but something's got to give, especially for NC State, trying to capitalize off the transition balls that Notre Dame can be susceptible to.
Blocked by Holt, pushed out of bounds. Notre Dame will get another throw-in, and challenge with Strickland trying to push up field. Robinson try and push it, but the Wolfpack are able to contain it. Fisher streaking to the ball. Kick back to the back line. Allow it to reset up. Albert, opportunity, works it by. Coming down the center, turning with another shot, goes wide again. Corbin Albert has range, and you have to defend her like that.
Albert's really showing off her one-on-one skills here, just using her, just being patient with the player, what the defense gives her. She just takes the space and gets another great opportunity to get the ball right in the same corner that she just scored on.
Almost a copycat of what just happened moments ago for her to get the goal there, John. However, this time resulting in a shot that just goes wide. Ball out of bounds, and now if you're NC State, time's not in your favor as you're running down physical play in the middle of the field. Now, the Wolfpack, a free kick just on Notre Dame's side of the half.
This is a tough spot for NC State. The wind's going against them. So they've got to really put a lot of force behind this kick to get it even inside the box.
Wood coming out for, punches it away. Albert is there to clear. Holt is up, but Wingate gets it. Working it through the wickets of Holt. It's now a race with Wingate. Wingate centering. Albert is there, puts on the stops, breaks, turning, shot, goal! Albert there and makes no mistake. Corbin Albert showing her versatility. Notre Dame now up 3-0.
Olivia Wingate set this up perfectly with her settle there from the chest and just uses her speed to really get the defense spread out. And Corbin Albert sprinting up right behind her, knowing the opportunity is going to come. Using her just simple footwork there having 3 defenders in front of her, just allowing to get enough space open. And right then and there, it's that left foot again there, Jacob. Going up the left side of the goal. And giving Corbin Albert her 2nd goal of the game.
And 4th goal of the season, and now it's Albert's 4th career multi-goal game.
Entering the pitch for the Fighting Irish, number
Corbin Albert having a coming out party in this one.
The Notre Dame goal, her 2nd of the night.
This is what happens when you go up against Notre Dame. Just a simple goal can spiral into multiple. Corbin Albert really showing off tonight.
Martinez with a throw-in. Fisher flashing. Martinez will now try and push to who else but Corbin Albert. Losing the ball though. Now NC State still trying to go on the attack. Soto stepping up. Passes it off to Joseph. Joseph turning on it. Try and push it downfield to Robinson, but wasn't there in time. What a half for Notre Dame. After a first half that could be characterized as an even playing, but both teams, balls that were pretty much stagnant in the middle of the field. Now in the second half, Notre Dame has opened up the floodgates, and it's all because of Corbin Albert.
Yep, now they got everything's clicking for them in the first half. They kind of had some miscues, some offsides, especially with Olivia Wingate just being 1 or 2 steps in front of the defense. But now their timing is sublime, and they're converting.
Trying to turn it in. Albert there on the outside though. Notre Dame's opportunity still alive. Turns in, hits the break, trying to work it through. Stepping up and kicking it away is Zimmer. Also, Albert tonight has a career high 6 shots. Have yourself a game.
Talked about this offense headlined by Olivia Wingate, Maddie Mercado. Talked about Kiki Van Zanten at the beginning. But Corbin Albert, she's right there along with them, showing that she too can have an influence on this game.
That's what makes Notre Dame so deadly, is their depth and their ability, especially when you can sub on fresh legs continuously. You can get production out of each and every one of them in every game. That's what Notre Dame needs, especially when they have hopes of what Coach Norman just simply puts it, winning a national championship.
Yep, he has high aspirations. I mean, last year he was talking about getting his team to a top 15 rank, and now he's looking for that big one, top 5. And so far they're playing like it. And you mentioned just now, you know, having Mercado, Kiki Van Zanten, Corbin Albert, everyone's getting their piece of the pie. It's not just one player on Notre Dame's squad that is being highlighted or is the big difference maker. Everyone can make a difference in a game.
And that's what he talked about when we talked to him yesterday, is what did you think about the camaraderie of your team was the question we asked, and he said, understanding that every person on our team, every person on our bench has a role, has a position to play. Even though they don't have playing time, they have a position on this team, and I hope they feel that way. And I thought it was just really speaking to what he thought his team's camaraderie was like. Day in and day out, he gets to see it better than anybody else, and trying to speak purpose for every player.
And that all starts with the leaders in the locker room.
Yeah.
Both on and off the field. And the seniors who are really bringing in the new talent. Leah Klinke, for example. They're starting to understand that, you know, maybe they come off the bench sometimes, but when they come off the bench, they have a purpose when they go out there.
And they understand their purpose as well. And NC State setting up for a corner kick opportunity here.
The corner kick for North Carolina State, taking the kick number 6, Lulu Gutenberger.
State sends it into the box, headed away by Notre Dame. Headed again by Martinez. Loose ball, Wood comes out for it and scoops it up Mackenzie Wood, transfer from Northwestern. Goal hasn't been tested all that often, but when she has, she's played strong goal today.
She's had a really good performance so far, especially coming from the Big Ten. Big Ten's always another really tough conference to play in. That's just a seamless transition, especially going into the ACC, where you're going up against, like we saw earlier at the half, FSU having that #1 scoring offense. That's something that she's going to need to build confidence in when they go up against them this Sunday.
Yeah, they'll go up against them this Sunday on ESPNU, a linear game. You can catch that one at noon. A big matchup. Number 3 Florida State coming to South Bend to take on number 17th ranked Notre Dame Fighting Irish. You can catch that one on ESPNU at noon on Sunday. Now streaking up forward is Zimmer. Lulu Gutenberger, center back that Coach Santoro talked about so highly of, at what she brought to the team. Notre Dame still not letting up, although they're up by 3 in this one. Onstein challenging Soto. Holt sneaks it by Soto, and they'll let it roll out of bounds for Wood to get a goal kick.
Entering the pitch for the Fighting Irish, number 18, Bertha Mensick, number 21, Ashley Zuge, number 22, Katie Foyle, and number 24, Paige Peltier.
Hockey shift for Notre Dame subs to come on here.
Number 9, Olivia Wingate, number 16,
Corbin Albert will come off and had herself a game in this one, scoring 2, and then you have Kiki Van Zandt right there next to her. That's all 3 of your goals that are now coming off here as we go below 11 minutes left in this one.
Albert securing the brace for this game. In good performances like that, Jacob, you know, coming from not just Corbin Albert, but any player on this team, can really build confidence in other players to, you know, be comfortable, adjust to the game accordingly, you know, not feel the pressure to, you know, have to bring out the best in themselves. Notre Dame now has 14 or more shots in all 12 of their games so far. That's saying something for the potency of this offense. And that's just the 14 shots alone. I mean, that just shows that they have the firepower. But the fact that they can do it on a consistent basis, 12 games in a row.
Showing it's there. Right now, Notre Dame has only suffered 2 losses. They're 9-2-0, looking to try and go 10-2-0 if they can hold what happens here. But now the rain is coming down in full force as the sky has somewhat opened up between these 2 teams in South Bend when they knew there was a chance. Now in the final minutes, Notre Dame still trying to put the gas on. Working forward, coming back. Zagay with an opportunity and goes wide. Ashley Zagay.
Ashley Zugay there, almost emulating Corbin Albert there. Again, right at the top of the box, on her left foot. And now the rain has started to come in. It was cloudy earlier, showing the dangerous sign of showers coming in. And now, as we get into the ending minutes of this game, it's starting to come.
It's starting to come. We talked about it, John. High wind, that it has almost vacated the entire stands. Everyone's tried to seek some cover in the concourse. Decently packed Alumni Stadium game here on a Thursday night between these 2 ACC opponents. NC State trying to work downfield, however called on a foul on Soto. Notre Dame continuing to keep the pressure on in this one.
Talking about conditions right now, Jacob. This is just how it is in South Bend, Indiana. I mean, ACC, more known for its southern, hot, humid climates, especially in the fall. Teams like NC State, being from North Carolina, We don't normally get a lot of cold rain.
As a resident yourself of North Carolina.
It's normally actually been hot and humid. Upper 70s, low 80s.
Don't speak that. Don't hurt us up here at South Bend. That one works down. That one kicked away. Right now, temp sitting around 57 degrees, so it's a little bit of a cold rain. However, falls somewhat on the doorstep in South Bend. Small's high in South Bend looking to be 50 degrees, so definitely a cold one there. Robinson has the ball intercepted on the far side. Coyle trying to push it up. Mensick was there trying to show off the speed, but just too far out in front of her. Echevarria has to come on out to scoop it up.
Nice little interception play by Notre Dame. Mensick at the top there. I believe one step too far. Just a hard ball there, especially with the wind coming in behind that ball. It's probably kicked very well. It's just the wind behind it really propelled it past Mensick and into the hands of Schwarza.
Clock will stop with a down NC State player. However, she'll come back to her feet now. Take a look at what happened here, and it just appears really Lohner. She's got the feet taken out from under her. Nonetheless, a free kick opportunity. Sending into the box, headed away. Fisher there. Spinning is Mensick, pushing on Gutenberger. Mensick coming out trying to show some speed and challenge. Mensick not letting up here. Flying everywhere. Osbeck trying to push it down to Peltier. Too far out in front. Time still ticks away in this one with Notre Dame in a very comfortable position. You look past Florida State. Next weekend, Fighting Irish will go to Louisville, then they'll go to Virginia Tech, stay on the road the following weekend, go to Wake Forest, and then come back home for senior night. Weekend, Halloween that Thursday. That game will be on the ACC network as Mensick with an opportunity on the far side coming out. Was Echevarria, clears it.
Notre Dame hasn't had a lot of away games this season, but they have three consecutive ones coming up after FSU. They're all against pretty tough opponents in the ACC.
And there's no one in the ACC you can sleep on, though, John. I think that's what's so great about this conference is although they might not have a number next to their name, you still have to go in with caution about every team. And I think that goes for both NC State and Notre Dame here in this one.
Absolutely. I mean, in the ACC, all these teams, 11 out of the 14 of them have records that are above 500. So, you know, while their conference record may not show it, they may be down 1-3, 2-2, like we see right now with both these teams. I mean, their overall record shows that they can pack a punch against whoever it is. So, just goes to show that the ACC, every team can flex its muscles.
And right now, you look at the NCAA rankings, 7 of them are from the Atlantic Coast Conference, 4 from the Pac-12, 4 from the SEC, and 3 from the Big Ten. But really, the ACC's conference is the top dog when it comes to women's soccer.
And the top 2 teams of the 3 are taken up by Virginia and FSU. That's just the top 3. We already got 2 ACC teams in the top 3, and that's just not even talking about the top 10.
Oh, back and forth action So the ball stays within the midfield for both teams. Now under 4 minutes left in this one. So Wood will come on out. Make a quick play down the far side of the field. Duguay sees room, pushes out in front. Akers trying to make a move on it. That one will drift out of bounds. Ball kicked already back into play here. Big movement here. Fighting for it. Duguay directly in midfield. Akers switching fields. Coyle on the far side, working it through Zimmer. Peltier gets it back to Coyle. Now trying to center up with Weber there, booting it away. Robinson still out in front. Onstein pushing forward. Misplay there, and if you're NC State, it doesn't get any easier for you. They'll travel to North Carolina on Sunday, like we mentioned. They'll be home for the next weekend series against Miami and Louisville. Then they'll go on the road and they'll be at number 2 Virginia, then at Syracuse to finish up their ACC slate of games and set them up for the ACC tournament. So a tough back end of the schedule for the Wolfpack. Like we talked about, it's gonna be tough treading and a tough conference this year that's looking to get a decent amount of their teams in to the NCAA tournament. And talking to Santoro, talked about it. He said winning the ACC regular season might be the toughest thing to do in women's soccer.
Yep, I mean, you know, he's going down to UNC this Sunday. I mean, they're going back down to North Carolina to the Raleigh area. I mean, Raleigh is about 30 minutes outside of UNC, so they are getting a little bit of a home, going back home, except not exactly in their own stadium.
You're within your own state, though.
Right, I mean, within your own city. So that is a nice thing, especially with having 3 ACC schools within 30 minutes of each other being in North Carolina.
Now as the final minute approaches, NC State still looking to try and get the donut off the board. Long ball that goes wide. Wood will hold it. Rain looks to have subsided a little bit here in this one for the final seconds. Wood taking her time and allow the clock to tick off. Stoppage in the middle of the field. Foul called against Notre Dame. Just showing how physical this game was between the two teams. Now in the final seconds, Notre Dame will get it done. 3-0, John. What a difference between the first half and the second half.
Yep, Coach Norman has got to be very glad about how his team performed today. Corbin Albert coming out and getting 2 goals to really cap off a really nice night for the Irish.